Malikwas kasi kayo.
Okay na po ba? Okay. Magandang araw po. Following our earlier announcement regarding the case in Oriental Mindoro, the Office of the Ombudsman informs the public that a second major case has now advanced to the filing stage. After a thorough investigation, reviewing voluminous documents, conducting field verification, and evaluating sworn statements from community witnesses, the Office of the Ombudsman has found probable cause to file criminal charges in connection with an alleged 96.5 million peso ghost infrastructure project in Davao Occidental. The project was awarded in January of 2022. Thus today, we announce that criminal informations shall be filed before the Regional Trial Court of Digos City against several officials of the DPWH Davao Occidental District Engineering Office and private individuals, owners of St. Timothy Construction Corporation. For the same behavior, the DPWH Davao Occidental officials involved are likewise preventively suspended for a period of 6 months. This administrative case resolution has, as of this time, been served to the office of the DPWH Secretary Vince Dizon. The complaint alleges that the respondents conspired to facilitate the release of 96.5 million pesos for the supposed construction of a revetment project in Barangay Kulaman, Jose Abad Santos, Davao Occidental, a project which, based on official inspection and witness accounts, was never implemented. There was no actual construction, yet respondents certified that the project was completed. They are found to have falsified accomplishment reports, issued fraudulent billing documents, and endorsed disbursement vouchers that triggered the release of the entire project cost. This was confirmed during an on-ground inspection conducted by the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group of the PNP, which found that works were only started after the flood control issue had gone public. Prior to such time, there was no trace of construction in the area. The respondents in this case include District Engineer Rodrigo C. Larete, Assistant District Engineer Michael P. Awa, several section chiefs, project engineers, and inspectors of the DPWH Davao Occidental District Engineering Office, and private individuals Maria Roma Angeline Rimando and Cesara Rowena Discaya of St. Timothy Construction Corporation. They face the following charges. Number 1, malversation of public funds through falsification of public documents under Article 217 in relation to Articles 171 and 172 of the Revised Penal Code. Violation of Section 3E of the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, or RA 3019. For the case of malversation, the prosecution recommends no bail. This means that if and when warrants of arrest are out from the court, the respondents will have to be detained pending trial. As in the first case, the Office of the Ombudsman assures the Filipino people that we will pursue this matter firmly, independently, and without fear or favor. Public funds intended for community protection cannot be converted into private gain and greed. every person who participated in this scheme will be held accountable. This filing marks the second major case acted upon by our office following the series of infrastructure corruption allegations raised this year. As I have stated before, this is only the beginning. There are multiple cases currently undergoing preliminary investigation and even more under active fact-finding. All investigations and filings will always depend on the evidence at hand. When there is enough evidence, we will file cases, strong cases. When there is a lack of evidence or the evidence is weak, we defer filing for further case buildup. We are not chasing headlines, we are seeking accountability. Thus, we will continue to update the media and the public as the cases mature and become ready for filing in court. Maraming salamat po. I have here with me the information and the resolution which as of this moment are being flown to Davao and will be filed in the Regional Trial Court of Digos City. So this is the resolution. And these are the two informations that will be filed today in court. Okay? I also have with me the administrative case resolution signed yesterday, where the penalty of, the preventive suspension has been meted out to the DPWH officials. This has already been served to the DPWH Office of the Secretary of Secretary Vince Dizon. Okay, and just to rehash the video of Secretary Vince when he conducted his inspection in Davao Occidental, to get a better look and to remind the public of the inspection of Secretary Vince. We have a video just to play back.
So, okay, bibigyan ako ng background para maintindihan na. 2021 budget proposal for 2022. So, previous administration pa ito. Previous DPWH, previous administration. Pinondohan to for 96.5 million. Flood control. Okay. Totoo naman, kailangan naman tayo ng flood control dito. Kasi may community dito, may square doon. So, ang sinabi ng community, talagang pag tumataas yung tubig dito, especially during the rainy season, binabaha sila. Okay. Pinondohan for 2022 budget, 2021. Okay. 2021, nagsimula na silang mag-procure, nagpa-bid na sila. Early procurement yon. Ang nanalo, St. Timothy. Yung sinasabi niya si Romando, yun yung dami ni Vizcaya. Okay, inamin na naman ni Vizcaya yun sa Blue Ribbon. St. Timothy, ito din yung nakita natin sa Bulacan, ito din yung nakita natin sa Mindoro. Okay. 2022, January, in-award niya. At nagsimula kuno sila noong 2022. No, nung January 2022. Okay. October, nakalagay sa record, tapos na daw yung project. 2022 din. Okay, kasi yun ang timeline. Tapos, nagbayad na sila, nagsimula na sila magbayad, at nag-fully pay sila January 2023. Sinabi niya, aminado naman siya na hindi pa tapos, partially completed na daw. Pero ang pangako daw sa kanya, ng contractor, bayaran mo na ako ng buo, huwag ka mag-alala, tatapusin ko. Okay, ngayon, tinanong natin yung community. Meron bang project dito? Simula nung 2022, meron bang gumagawa ng project dito noong 2022? At meron bang natapos dito kahit na konti man nga? Ang sagot nila, wala. And meron tayong pictures taken just 3 weeks ago, yesterday naman ago, from galing sa tulay na yon, na nakikita na wala talaga dito. Pinakita na namin sa inyo, galing sa kapitan na. Nagsimula lang ito, talagang gumawa yan, yung sinasabi niya, na meron na daw dati 3 weeks ago. At kinonfirm yan ng community. So ito ay ghost project na nasimulan na pondoan ng previous administration at na-carry over na yan ngayon, noong 2022. So,
okay, so I believe that this case was filed because it was one of the first cases also. As you can see, September 25, 2025, nandun na sila. They inspected the project and it was found that works were started only 3 weeks before, after already the flood control issue had already gone public. I'll entertain only a few questions.
Sir, attorney, bakit po lower court siya ipinay?
Yung pinakamataas po dito na salary grade ay 25. District Engineer po ng DPWH Davao Occidental. Now, it is still possible that there are proponents in this case that have yet to be uncovered. But as of right now, and given the counter affidavits of the respondents, wala pa po tayo nakikita. So we went ahead and filed the case, but that does not stop us from collecting more evidence that will show that there are proponents or higher officials involved in this case.
AO, pag may nakita po kayo na proponent na, kunyari, lawmaker na involved dito, ano po maging concern? Mayroon pa nung fact-finding po ulit and then after nun, papayag na sila ng kaso.
Yes, we will have to afford due process as well to the proponents and to the higher officials. We have to let them go through the same preliminary investigation and process that the current respondents have gone through.
Sir, to clarify lang, on the admin aspect, so yung preventive suspension, yun ba yung penalty? Or preventive suspension lang yun, the usual preventive?
Yes, this is a preventive suspension order which is meant as a provisional remedy so that those officials who were involved in this case cannot and will not tamper with any evidence that may be found in their offices.
Kailan po, attorney, kailan po na-serve yung preventive suspension?
Kahapon po.
Anong nature ng sir, admin cases? Ano mga violations?
Ito ay grave misconduct and serious dishonesty. Okay. If you want, I can read the wherefore portion. Wherefore, in accordance with Section 9 of Administrative Order Number 17, amending Rule 3 of Administrative Order Number 7, Rules of Procedure of the Office of the Ombudsman, and Section 24 of Republic Act 6770, or otherwise known as the Ombudsman Act of 1989, respondents Rodrigo C. Larete, Michael P. Awa, Joel M. Lumugdang, Harold John E. Villaver, Jafael C. Faunilian, Josephine C. Valdez, Ranulfo A. Flores, and Sar Ryan S. Ubungen are hereby placed under preventive suspension without pay until administrative adjudication on these cases is terminated, but not to exceed 6 months, except when the delay in the disposition of the cases is due to their negligence, fault, or petition, the period of which shall not be counted in computing the period of preventive suspension.
Sir, tama po, kakasuman po, state officials ng DPWH Davao, tapos dalawa from same thing.
Yes, that's correct.
Kayo, confirm ko lang po kung merong nangyaring DOJ filing tungkol pa rin sa
yesterday. Yes, there were 3 cases that were endorsed to the Ombudsman's office yesterday by the DOJ for bid rigging and for violations of RA 3019. These cases, because they were already subject to preliminary investigations in the DOJ, will be deputized back to the DOJ for them to continue the investigation, after which a recommendation will be submitted to the Office of the Ombudsman, which we can or cannot adopt. So it speeds up the process because they have already done the preliminary work. So once they are deputized again to continue their investigation and to recommend their course of action, that's the time that we will again see those documents here at the Office of the Ombudsman.
Ano na yung projects po ito? And sino yung mga tao?
I would rather save that for another time. As the case gets more ripe, that's the time we will update the public and the media.
Sir, yung pong referral ng ICI last Wednesday, ano pong next step? Ano pong gagawin ang Ombudsman?
Dalawa po kasi yung naging categories doon po, no? Yung isa, recommended for filing, in which case, the ICI is more confident in their findings. There's more evidence as to those that were recommended for filing. And then the second tier, which is recommended for further case build-up, those will be subjected to further fact-finding dito sa Office of the Ombudsman. However, even if the case has been recommended for filing, it will still undergo an independent evaluation here in the Office of the Ombudsman to really see whether or not the cases are ready for preliminary investigation.
Yung klaro lang kasi sinabi po ni Ombudsman during his interviews na if ever man daw na mawala yung ICI or mag-hold of yung investigation nila, the Ombudsman will take over. Can you clarify yung statements ni sinabi ni Ombudsman rin?
Yes, the Ombudsman appreciates the work of the ICI, considering that there is not enough resources in this country to go after all the projects and all the proponents and all those officials that are involved. No? So we appreciate the work of the ICI. And the office of the Ombudsman's pronouncements were in reaction to those critics who say that the ICI is a duplicitous body. No? So on the part of the Ombudsman, we appreciate the work, and whenever they file and they recommend certain actions or courses of action to the Office of the Ombudsman, we listen because we trust that they have done the due diligence and work there at their office.
Sir, balikan ko lang po this time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nag-request na rin ba tayo ng full departure dun sa mga pinag-direct?
Yes, that is the plan. The whole departure order requests are being prepared so that we can already implement, or we can already request the courts for that. No, the Supreme Court has designated certain specialized trial courts for this purpose. So the process would be that the Office of the Ombudsman, through the special prosecutors, would file in the RTC where the public official holds office. That is Region 11, so Digos City. After that, the executive judge will raffle off that case to the next judicial region, which is either Region 10 or 12. However, there are identified courts and identified judges where the executive judge can raffle the cases. And it is only amongst those courts where we expect the case to be endorsed.
So earlier this morning, si Ombudsman Rimulya said that matapos yung preliminary investigation kay Senator Bong Revilla and Senator Vico Estrada to get more details.
I would rather defer to the time when it is actually ripe. Let's take the statements as they are, na palapit na po, no, sa end. We would like to be cautious in the way that we reveal information to the public so as not to preempt anything.
Sir, baka pwede lang pa-expand yung sinabi ng Ombudsman na the ICI may only have a month or 2 years.
I would rather leave those comments to him instead. Yes, thank you.
Sir, yung ICI, since parang it appears they are winding down already, wala bang worry on the part of the Ombudsman na you would spread yourselves too thin given the gravity of the cases that you are expected to deal with? You
Well-
have enough manpower for it?
Well, okay, on 2 points. No? First, the Office of the Ombudsman has been reactivated in the sense that people understand now the culture of speed balanced with quality that the Ombudsman expects. So everybody in the Office of the Ombudsman has raised to the occasion, no, and they have expressed their willingness to work double time. But on top of that, we are inviting lawyers, engineers, and CPA lawyers to come join the Office of the Ombudsman to add to the plantilla that may be used in the solving or in the investigation of these cases. We also want to increase the capacity building and training programs, which the Ombudsman actually announced yesterday at the Christmas party. And we hope that this new energy, this new culture in the Office of the Ombudsman, paired up with the additional lawyers that we are going to get, will be enough to tackle these cases one by one. We don't also want to tackle all of them together. Of course, there are lower hanging fruits than others, which will definitely be prioritized over the rest. But rest assured to the public that we will tackle these cases one by one.
Sir, may updates lang po ba sa request to cancel the passport and salary po?
Well, actually, we are also awaiting the decision of the Sandigan Bayan to cancel the passports. The last that we were updated, the respondent was asked to comment. No? However, given the Supreme Court ruling on fugitives, this may be expedited by the fact that he does not show up in court or his appearance has not been entered in court.
Update lang po doon sa mga nag-file po ng courtesy resignation sa mga so-called depo baby sa Ombudsman. Kasi mo ba sa listahan po na ilan po sa mga nagsubmit ng kanilang courtesy resignation ay hindi po tinanggap ni Ombudsman. Kamusta po yung mga ibang mga nagsubmit po ng resignation? Meron po ba mga natanggap po na resignation si Ombudsman po ba?
We would rather save that for a different press conference.
Sir, speaking of fact-finding, sir, kaka-resign lang po ni Yusef Caris po ng Department of Justice. I-investigan po ba ng Ombudsman yung alleged ties ni dating Yusef Caris sa contractor?
Definitely. That is something that the Ombudsman has to look into. Given all the allegations, however, not yet sworn into, but there are other reports as well of his involvement. And so definitely there will be a fact-finding body that will be dedicated to that as well.
Kasama dyan, sir, yung possible po na violation na pinibabawal po yung mga Yusef na magkaroon ng mga financial interests.
Lahat po yan. We will have to sift through the evidence, no? Wherever the evidence takes us, that's where we will go.
Sabi po yung Ombudsman na may chance na magkaroon ng live stream preliminary investigation. Can you get an update on this? And meron namang guidelines itong live stream at in case mag-request ng mga resource person na investigation.
Yes, but we're currently working on the rules, which will balance both the rights of the accused as well as the right of the public to information. So that's a delicate balance that we have to really take care of. Kaya medyo natatagalan lang po yung crafting ng rules, but rest assured it's on its way.
In the event na maglabas po ng arrest warrant ang lower court, saan po ang korte o saan po yung detention cell na maaaring pagkulungan?
Depende po yan sa korte, no? Although we anticipate that the respondents will have to be near the court where they will be tried. So if ever the RTC of either Region 10 or 12 will issue a warrant of arrest, we can expect na doon po sila makukulong.
Hindi ko ba nakita ng Ombudsman na ang lugar o korte na maaaring mapagsampahan din ay dito sa Metro Manila dahil ang mother agency ay naka-address naman ho sa National Capital Region.
Totoo po yan. And that is a possibility that we may explore in the future. No? Kaso nga lang, given the rules and issuances of the Supreme Court, we have to file first with the area where the DPWH official holds office, so Region 11. But that does not bar us in the future from requesting from the Supreme Court that the change of venue be made. Okay na. Thank you very much. Thank you. Magano lang tayo.